Contradiction in Surah An-Nisaa, the Noble Qur'an.
Have you not turned your vision to those who claim sanctity for themselves? Nay, but Allah does sanctify whom He pleases, but never will they fail to receive justice in the least little thing.
Premise 1. Allah makes the deeds in vain to most unbelievers, at the very least. Okay. Premise 2. Allah can forgive all sins to believers. Premise 3. Allah is just and doesn't wrong people in the least little thing. Premise 4. Shirk or unbelief is not the least little thing. Conclusion 1. Allah wrongs unbelievers in little things as He makes their deeds in vain. Conclusion 2. Allah wrongs believers in little things as He can forgive all their sins. Conclusion: Allah contradicts Himself unreconcilably. First, I will substantiate premise 1. Allah makes the deeds in vain to most unbelievers.
Those who reject Allah hinder men from the path of Allah and resist the Messenger after guidance has been clearly shown to them, will not injure Allah in the least, but He will make their deeds of no effect. O you who believe, obey Allah and obey the Messenger, and make not vain your deeds. Those who reject Allah and hinder men from the path of Allah, then die rejecting Allah, Allah will not forgive them.
The Quran unequivocally states whoever rejects Islam after guidance has been clearly shown to them and die rejecting cannot be forgiven no matter how good are their deeds in this world. He will make their deeds of no effect, their deeds will be in vain. Shirk, associating partners with Allah, will not be forgiven if man dies in this state. So premise 1 is unequivocally true. Allah makes the deeds in vain to most unbelievers. Now let's substantiate premise 2. Allah can forgive all sins to believers. Allah also declares there is no sin He won't forgive when it comes to His servants, the Muslims.
Say, O my servants who have transgressed against their souls, despair not of the mercy of Allah, for Allah forgives all sins, for He is oft forgiving, most merciful.
So premise 2 is unequivocally true. Allah can forgive all sins to believers. Now let's substantiate premise 3. Allah is just and doesn't wrong people in the least little thing.
And the earth will shine with the glory of its Lord. The record of deeds will be placed open. The prophets and the witnesses will be brought forward, and a just decision pronounced between them, and they will not be wronged in the least. Have you not turned your vision to those who claim sanctity for themselves? Nay, but Allah does sanctify whom He pleases, but never will they fail to receive justice in the least little thing.
So without a doubt, premise 3 is true. Allah is just and doesn't wrong people in the least little thing. Now let's substantiate premise 4. Shirk or unbelief is not the least little thing.
Allah forgives not that partners should be set up with Him, but He forgives anything else, to whom He pleases. To set up partners with Allah is to devise a sin most heinous indeed.
Let not those grieve thee who rush headlong into unbelief. Not the least harm will they do to Allah. Allah's plan is that He will give them no portion in the hereafter, but a severe punishment. Those who purchase unbelief at the price of faith, not the least harm will they do to Allah, but they will have a grievous punishment. Let not the unbelievers think that our respite to them is good for themselves. We grant them respite that they may grow in their iniquity, but they will have a shameful punishment.
So, undeniably, premise 4 is true. Shirk or unbelief is not the least little thing. Conclusion. Allah wrongs unbelievers in little things as He makes their deeds in vain, and not referring to shirk or unbelief as those are not little things. Allah wrongs believers in little things as He can forgive all their sins, not referring to shirk or unbelief as those are not little things. Allah contradicts Himself irreconcilably when He makes this statement.
Have you not turned your vision to those who claim sanctity for themselves? Nay, but Allah does sanctify whom He pleases, but never will they fail to receive justice in the least little thing.
Okay. And, of course, bye-bye Islam.